Hotel rejects Keanu Reeves for over-poor clothes. The next day, he returns as the owner. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Let us know where you're watching from in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more inspiring stories. We're so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers, so please help us reach our goal. Make sure you watch until the end. It's a story you won't want to miss. It was a chilly evening in November 1993 when Keanu Reeves, dressed in a simple, worn-out flannel shirt, stepped into an upscale hotel in downtown Los Angeles. His untidy hair was tucked beneath a baseball cap, and his faded jeans looked like they'd been through a lot. He didn't resemble the suave movie star the world was accustomed to seeing on screen. As Keanu approached the reception desk, the concierge barely glanced at him before offering a flimsy excuse about unavailable rooms. Without hesitation, they called security to have him escorted out. Little did they know, this wasn't just any wanderer trying his luck. Keanu Reeves was already a rising star, one of Hollywood's most adored actors. That evening, however, Keanu wasn't there to flaunt his fame. He simply sought a quiet space to grieve. Just weeks before, he had lost his best friend, River Phoenix, and the pain was still fresh. The cold rejection stung. While Keanu was used to blending in and often going unnoticed, this encounter felt different. As he stepped into the frosty night air, an idea sparked, a silent but firm resolve that would change everything. The following morning, the hotel staff was abuzz. A fleet of sleek black cars pulled up outside, causing a commotion. Out stepped a man dressed in a tailored black suit, his hair neatly combed and his demeanor exuding quiet authority. It was Keanu Reeves, but he wasn't there to book a room. Flanked by lawyers and executives, he had returned with a bold mission, to purchase the hotel itself. News of the incident from the previous night spread like wildfire among the staff. Amanda, a young receptionist with dreams of becoming an actress, couldn't shake the shame of having turned away someone so genuine and kind. But Keanu wasn't there to humiliate or fire anyone. Instead, he requested a private meeting with the staff. Standing before them, his voice was steady but carried weight. "Appearances can be deceiving," he began. "Last night, I came here just needing a place to stay. Today, I'm here to remind you that kindness and respect should never depend on someone's clothing or appearance." Amanda's heart sank as she listened. Tears welled up in her eyes as she thought about her own struggles, how she had been judged for her small-town roots and modest wardrobe. Keanu's words hit home, igniting a vow within her to treat everyone with more compassion. When the meeting ended, Keanu's words left an indelible mark, not just on the staff, but on the very atmosphere of the hotel itself. As for Amanda, she had no idea this encounter would lead to a deeper connection with Keanu, built on a mutual understanding of life's unpredictable challenges. That night, Amanda couldn't sleep. Guilt consumed her as she replayed the way she and her colleagues had treated Keanu. She had moved to Los Angeles with big dreams, but in her quest to fit into the cutthroat city, she had lost sight of her own values. What struck her the most was how gracious Keanu had been. No firings, no humiliation, just a heartfelt conversation about kindness and dignity. Inspired, Amanda decided to write him a letter. "Dear Mr. Reeves, I'm deeply sorry for how you were treated at our hotel. I unfairly judged you, and I'm ashamed. Your words today reminded me of the person I want to be, the person I used to be before this city changed me. Thank you for your kindness and for teaching me a lesson I'll never forget. Sincerely, Amanda." The next morning, Amanda left the letter with the hotel manager, hoping it would reach Keanu. Little did she know, Keanu had already noticed her. In the days that followed, Keanu began making quiet yet impactful changes at the hotel. He advocated for fair treatment of both staff and guests, regardless of their appearance or status. He walked the halls, chatted with the cleaning crew, and even joined kitchen staff during their breaks. Amanda often watched from afar, amazed by his humility and warmth. One afternoon, as Amanda was organizing the front desk, she was surprised to see Keanu standing before her, holding her letter. "Are you Amanda?" he asked. Her face flushed. "Yes, Mr. Reeves. I wasn't sure if you'd read it." He smiled gently. "I did. And I want to thank you for writing it. Admitting a mistake takes courage. It's rare." Amanda couldn't hold back her tears. "I didn't mean to judge you. I've been judged before too, and I should have known better." Keanu nodded thoughtfully. "We all have moments we wish we could undo. What matters is how we move forward. Your letter shows you've already taken the right step." That conversation marked the start of something new. Over the weeks, Keanu would occasionally stop by the front desk, ask Amanda about her acting aspirations, and encourage her to keep going. Beneath his fame, Amanda discovered a man carrying immense pain, a father who had abandoned him, the loss of a best friend, and a love life scarred by heartbreak. One evening, Amanda found herself on the hotel's rooftop garden, sharing her story with Keanu. "Under the glittering city lights," she admitted, "I came here chasing a dream, but I've spent so much time surviving that I forgot why I started. Meeting you reminded me of who I am and who I want to be." Keanu looked at her, his eyes reflecting a deep understanding. "It's easy to lose yourself in this world. I've been there too. But sometimes, life throws unexpected moments at us, reminding us that we're not alone." Sitting together in the stillness of the night, Amanda felt an unspoken bond growing between them, a shared understanding of life's fragility and the resilience it takes to keep moving forward. As months went by, Amanda began auditioning again, fueled by Keanu's encouragement. One day, everything changed. A phone call informed her that she had landed a role in an indie film. When she shared the news with Keanu, his face lit up with genuine pride. "See, I told you. All you needed was someone to remind you just how amazing you are," he said with a grin. What neither of them anticipated was just how deeply their connection would grow. Keanu started attending her performances, always choosing a seat in the back, far from the spotlight. He became more than her mentor. He was her greatest supporter and perhaps something more. Though neither of them voiced it aloud, they both knew their bond had surpassed mere friendship. Yet, Keanu's guarded heart and Amanda's fear of losing him kept them from crossing that invisible line. And so, their story remained suspended in an unspoken dance, of love, of loss, and of the quiet hope that one day they'd both find the courage to let go of their pasts and embrace what was right before them. Amanda's indie film premiered in a small theater in Los Angeles. To her surprise, Keanu was there, seated quietly in the last row, wearing his signature casual look, a black t-shirt and jeans. As the credits rolled, Amanda nervously scanned the room for his reaction. She didn't have to wait long. When the lights came up, Keanu approached her, his smile so sincere it made her feel like she had just won an Oscar. "You were incredible," he said simply, his voice calm and heartfelt. "I hope you know that." From anyone else, it might have sounded like a polite compliment, but from Keanu, it felt like the highest praise Amanda had ever received. As time passed, Amanda's acting career began to flourish. She landed more roles and started gaining recognition in the indie film circuit. Yet, despite her rising fame, her bond with Keanu remained a steady presence. They often met at the hotel's rooftop garden, sharing stories of their lives, struggles, and dreams. One evening, as the sun dipped below the Los Angeles skyline, Amanda turned to him. "You've been there for me through everything. I don't even know how to thank you." Keanu chuckled softly. "You've done more for me than you realize." She tilted her head, confused. What do you mean? For a moment, Keanu hesitated, his composed demeanor faltering. After losing so many people I loved, I stopped believing in connections, he admitted. It felt safer to keep my distance. But meeting you, seeing your resilience and kindness, it reminded me that it's okay to let someone in. Amanda's breath caught in her throat. She wanted to say something, but the weight of his words rendered her speechless. Instead, she placed her hand gently over his, silently letting him know she understood. But, as life often does, new challenges arose. Amanda's growing fame brought unwanted attention. Paparazzi began trailing her, speculating about her relationship with Keanu. Tabloids plastered their photos everywhere, dubbing her Keanu's mystery woman and digging into her past. Amanda, who had always fiercely valued her privacy, felt overwhelmed. One evening, after a particularly invasive article, she called Keanu, her voice trembling with tears. "I didn't sign up for this," she cried. "I just wanted to act, to tell stories. I never wanted my life to become one." Keanu listened patiently, his tone calm and steady. "I know how hard it is," he said softly. "I've dealt with it most of my life. But trust me, the world will move on to the next headline soon enough. You just have to stay true to yourself." Her voice wavered. "But what about us? Whatever this is, does it make things worse for you?" There was a long silence on the other end. When Keanu finally spoke, his voice carried an emotion she couldn't quite place. "Amanda, you've brought light into my life at a time when I thought I'd never feel it again. But the last thing I want is for my presence to cause you pain. If stepping back makes things easier for you, I'll do it." His words shattered her. She didn't want him to step back. She couldn't bear the thought of losing the one person who truly understood her. But the fear of what their connection might cost both of them left Amanda torn. For weeks, they kept their distance, though neither could truly let go. Amanda threw herself into her work, but every accomplishment felt hollow without Keanu by her side. Meanwhile, Keanu immersed himself in philanthropic projects, hoping to distract himself from the emptiness Amanda's absence left in his life. One rainy evening, Amanda found herself back at the hotel rooftop garden. She hadn't been there since the night she and Keanu had shared their unspoken truths. As she stepped inside, she froze. Keanu was there, sitting in the same spot they always did, gazing out at the rain-soaked city. He turned at the sound of her footsteps, and for a moment, they just stared at each other. The distance between them felt both vast and insignificant. "I couldn't stay away," Amanda admitted, her voice trembling. Keanu stood, his expression unreadable. "Neither could I." The weight of their separation hung in the air, but so did the undeniable connection that had always drawn them together. Just as Amanda opened her mouth to say the words she had been holding back for weeks, the buzz of a phone broke the moment. Keanu glanced at the screen, his face darkening as he read the message. "What's wrong?" Amanda asked, her heart sinking. Keanu hesitated before meeting her gaze, his eyes a mix of sorrow and determination. "It's my sister. She's sick again. I have to go to New York." The words hit Amanda like a punch to the gut. She knew how much Keanu adored his sister, and how tirelessly he had supported her during her battle with leukemia. "I'll come with you," Amanda said without hesitation. Keanu shook his head. "This is something I have to face alone." And just like that, he was gone. Months passed without a word from Keanu. Amanda tried to focus on her career, but her heart wasn't in it. Every role, every round of applause felt empty without him. Then, one day, a letter arrived at her doorstep. It was handwritten, the ink slightly smudged as if by tears. "Dear Amanda, I've missed you every single day, but life has a way of pulling us apart when we need each other most. If you're willing, I'd like to find our way back to each other. I just need a little more time. Always. Keanu. Amanda clutched the letter to her chest, tears streaming down her face. She didn't know what the future held, but one thing was clear. She wasn't giving up on him. The next morning, she packed her bags and booked a flight to New York. She didn't have a plan, just an address a mutual friend had mentioned, a small brownstone in Brooklyn. When Amanda knocked on the door, her heart pounded like a drum. The seconds stretched into an eternity until the door finally opened. Keanu stood there, his face lined with exhaustion but lit with a spark of surprise. "Amanda," he whispered, his voice barely audible. She swallowed hard. "You didn't think I'd let you face this alone, did you?" For a moment, he just looked at her, his eyes glistening. Then, without a word, he pulled her into his arms. The weeks that followed were a whirlwind of emotions. Keanu's sister, Kim, was in the hospital, battling another relapse of leukemia. Amanda stayed by Keanu's side through it all, through sleepless nights, fleeting moments of hope, and crushing setbacks. One evening, as they sat in the hospital's quiet lounge, Keanu turned to Amanda. "You didn't have to do this. You have your own life, your own dreams," he said softly. Amanda reached for his hand, her touch gentle but firm. "You've been my anchor when I needed one the most. Now it's my turn. That's what love is, Keanu." Her words hung in the air, and for a moment, Keanu couldn't speak. He had spent so long guarding his heart, terrified of losing more people he loved. But in that moment, Amanda's unwavering presence shattered those walls. "I love you too," he said finally, his voice trembling. When Kim's condition stabilized, Keanu and Amanda returned to Los Angeles together. Their bond, now unshakable, had been forged in the fires of shared pain and resilience. But their story wasn't just about surviving, it was about thriving together. Months later, on a quiet evening at the hotel rooftop where their journey had begun, Keanu surprised Amanda. As the city lights twinkled below, he handed her a small box. "What's this?" she asked, curiosity lacing her voice. "Open it," he urged, a rare nervousness in his tone. Inside was a simple but elegant ring, a symbol of everything they had been through. "I've spent so much of my life running from love, afraid of losing it," Keanu said, his voice steady. "But with you, I've realized that love isn't about holding on. It's about sharing the moments we have, however fleeting they might be. Amanda, will you share those moments with me for as long as we're given?" Tears streamed down Amanda's face as she nodded. "Yes, Keanu. 1,000 times yes." Their love story became one of Hollywood's most cherished tales. Together, they supported each other's dreams. Amanda's acting career soared, and Keanu continued using his platform for good. They even opened a foundation in Kim's honor, supporting families battling leukemia. Through it all, they never forgot the lesson they learned, that appearances can be deceiving, kindness matters above all else, and true love is worth every fight, every tear, and every fleeting moment. As the years passed, their story stood as a testament to the power of love, compassion, and resilience, proving that sometimes the most beautiful connections arise from the most unexpected places.